Okay, good afternoon all. Am I audible, students?
Yes,
Afternoon,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes,
today,
sir.
as a part of Creative Art Group, we have an invited lecture. The talk will be on creative expressions and will be delivered by Dr. Mosumi Kandali ma'am. Mosumi Kandali ma'am have obtained her PhD from Fine Arts faculty from MS University Baroda, and has a double masters in art history and aesthetics from Maharaja Shairja University Baroda. She was first class first year, and also a master in philosophy from Guwahati University. They are also first class first with KK Handy gold medal. Currently, she is holding the post of assistant professor at the Department of Cultural Studies, Tezpur University. Previously, she also served the Ambedkar University of Social Science and Humanities, Delhi, and also visiting faculty at NEHU, Shillong. She has many publications and book chapters, and she was awarded various nationally and international organizations, and she is actually a writer and of various essays and articles at national and international magazines and journals. And one thing I would like to mention about her, she is very enthusiastic about talking to you people and give you an idea, because you people may think that you are engineering people, then what to do with art or so. So madam will give you a good motivation about that talk also.
I don't know whether I'll be able to motivate you all.
Please others please mute yourself. Yes, ma'am, continue.
Yeah. But yes, it is. I know that it is the end of the session, right? It is the last session, and it is always a challenging job to, get your attention in the last session. And the topic I choose, initially I was very enthusiastic. Okay, creativity, it has a lot to do, creative art, artistic, manifold manifestations. I'll be talking about a lot of things. But then, of course, it is such a complex thing. I was like almost regretting. I should have taken something else. But anyway, let us take up the challenge. And before I begin, what is creativity, what is creative expression, and how it is relevant to everyone across discipline, across school, across humanities or science or technology, everything, across all walks of people. I was looking at your, profile pic while you were joining, and I could see that you were already so creative. Like Manashpatim Kashyap, I can see his DP is holding his hand like this. Instead of putting on plain profile pic, what he has done is he's playing with the image. This very, playfulness of the image itself is creativity, actually. It is very difficult to say what is creativity, but let us begin. Let us not go into very academic, pedagogic, very complex theoretical formulations of what is creativity and how it is, helpful across, so many paradigms. Instead of going into deeper all these philosophical and psychological manifestation, let us just say it in everyday aspects. I'm not going into detail. I'm taking a different approach, and I'm talking in everyday aesthetics. Like as I say, Manas Pratim Kashyap and some Yadav, I could see his DP is like where he is, Krishna or Shiva is holding a baby. So instead of showing he is his representative. I think that image is representative of his what his own idea of identity, the person he is, his selfhood, his astitva, if I say in Sanskrit. So there are very multiple layer things that you keep doing it, and you don't even realize that these are all creative expression. In our everyday life, we do such kind of creative expression, and it is very important for our existence, our existential being, our status as human being, because we are not some inorganic object, we are not some material, we are not some object, we are human being, we are thinking being, we are thinking persona. And creativity is such an important manifestation. Another, I see Tapas Talukdar, he has I think a Greek mask or bust as his image or identity, DP. So these are the very manifestations. So creativity, we might think it's a theory, we might think it's something else, something which is about, creative arts and expression, which belongs to humanities and science, but which is absolutely wrong. It is a common ground for every human being across discipline, across your own orientation, whether you are from science, technology, humanities, or any walk of life. Forget about education. Everybody is, creative. Now, why it is important to talk about creativity? Because there are people in the society who say that what is the functionality? People every time look through the prism, through the, lens of functionality. Is it functional? But please, my dear students, remember that everything is not quantifiable through functionality. If had it been functionality only, then in this pandemic time, the doctors wouldn't be dancing. There is one video which has gone viral and a lot of people are watching it. Even he was a doctor from Silchar Medical College, and he has been actually interviewed in, I think, BBC, CNN. He has become instantly popular. Why that doctor, after wearing that PP kit for, 8 hours, had to suddenly start dancing with this, the moonwalk, Michael Jackson? Or why police in Bengal, they are singing Suman music and asking people to keep social, I won't call it social, physical distance. Creativity. Without creativity, we would not live. So it is a life practice. That is why it is very important to understand that how to live life creatively and make optimum, manifestation of your qualities. That is why we're talking about creativity and creative expressions. And there are ample examples. I can go on bringing an example. And the most important example is, all of you know, at least if you are not from painting or fine arts, at least you know who is Mona Lisa, right? And Leonardo da Vinci, he was actually an engineer. He was also an anatomist. He was totally from science and technology during the Renaissance. But he drew the painting, Mona Lisa, about which there are more than thousands of PhD research. People have committed suicide. People are still trying to dissect what that Mona Lisa smile is. So there are a lot of intersectionality from science and technology and art because of this common meeting ground called creativity. So I'm putting it very simply. Now, why it is important? There are so many aspects to creativity. Just remember that this is a survival tool for all of us. Whenever you are, now let me be more specific. When I say creativity, there are creative expressions and creative forms, art forms. Again, let me say, we just now gave the example of Mona Lisa or Leonardo da Vinci. Everyone cannot be Leonardo da Vinci or cannot create Mona Lisa. Forget it. We don't have to be, great poets and writers. That's a different concern. We have to survive as, okay, Rajdeep Bora, we'll talk about it later on. So let's give comments later on. Before, let us ponder over what I'm saying. Let the flow of the thought be running without an interaction. So let us not talk in that grander realm. Let us higher realm of what you just narrate a story, or in the privacy of your room, you write a memoir or your diary. That creativity is enough for you to sustain as a human being and take you out from depression. Lot of other mental health issues. Lot. Because we know the contemporary life is so challenging. Even if there were no corona, it was already so challenging. Now we have all this pandemic. Things have radically changed. The notion have radically changed of our human interaction. And these are having a lot of repercussion in our subconscious mind. So how to deal with it? That is why creativity, all the time looking at the, being hooked to the mobile phone is not creativity. We should take some time for us, love ourselves, and then give little indulgence to creativity in different form. Why? I'll give just 5 important aspects why it is important to be creative or indulge in any kind of creativity, creative expression. Whether you just do a sketch, because first thing, what it does, creativity create a kind of it gives you boost to your mood. There are a lot of people nowadays, I see that they, and in fact some of my students or many people, they talk about, we are not feeling well, we feel stuck, this kind of situation, what to do. They are all feeling low, a kind of alienated, the things that had happened after World War. If you remember, there's a movie called Pianist. Please, anybody who has seen Pianist here, please, I'd be so happy. That is an award-winning movie. Please see that, watch that movie, and you will see how a man who was chased because of war, he could survive because he was a pianist. The piano was lost. What he was doing, he was mentally playing the piano, and he was surviving. He was stuck in a basement for days, and he could survive it. Only playing mentally.
Ma'am, I've seen the movie.
Excellent. Do you agree what I'm saying, Tapas? Isn't it? Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, ma'am. It was really emotional to see the movie. Actually.
Yeah, I'm so happy that someone here, and all of you, please watch it. All of you. And I'm telling you, science and technology people, they do wonder when they come to, arts and humanities. One example, because I'm also a writer, I write in Ohomia, short stories. And I'm a fan of an iconic writer who studied in Heidelberg University, physics, Germany. He was Horab Soliha. If anybody has read it, I'll be very happy. Tapas, have you read it? If not, please read Horab Soliha, because he was writing in 50s and 60s, but now we talk of postmodernist expression. He had used it long back, and he was from science. Bhavendranath Paigia, the filmmaker of Assam, he was also from science. So this is very important. It gives you a lot of stimuli when you get connected to, because these are the boundaries that we are making. No, science and arts, they are superficial. These are all for functional survival, for existential survival, Astitvabadi, Setonarva, where you have to interconnect it. Please remember that. Let me come back to the first point, that creativity improves mood. And it is, it has been proved by scientific, you can go to various websites called Brightwater and, Health and Art. So if you go there, you will see that there was a research done. So some person, they were altogether 5, I think 6, anyway, forget the numbers, 600 people or 600 and something people, blah, blah. Anyway, forget about numbers. So they were given some tasks who were mentally depressed people. They started doing something. And within a day, their mood swings started, changing. It became very positive. From all kind of negativity, they started feeling good, lack of confidence, feel at home, even anywhere, even in their own home. They went through this process, and within a few days, within 30 days, there was a 73% of hike in their self-esteem. But one thing you have to remember, this is not like, now I want to show it to you. I'm just doing something, I'm playing a guitar for 5 minutes and then putting in my status. No, that is show off. Here we are talking about serious engagement. And by serious engagement, I'm not saying you leave everything and do riyaz in the morning. That is, of course, you will do when you are artists, creative people of a high. This is a different thing. But for everyday living, if you extract only 5 minutes of your life and seriously listen to a music and try to do it, play it, forget about everything, you will feel that contentment, and it will show in your work. You all will be coming to Tezpur University anyway. I am a faculty in cultural studies. If I am wrong, come and catch me in my room. Okay. So please try it. Then you have creativity improves your cognitive capacity. All of we know, because this is a very basic science, that there are two hemispheres in the brain. You have right and left, and there are certain, qualities or attributes of those, spheres. It has shown through various, again, scientific research that people with creative, especially with, when you play instrument or indulge yourself in certain kind of, creative engagement, creative expression, then there is interconnection. There's more balance with the left and right hemisphere of the brain, and it works wonderfully. That is the third, attribute or, important aspect of being creative. And again, I'll reiterate that it is not only for the people who are very talented or gifted or inborn. It is for everyone. As I said, everybody shouldn't be, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci or Einstein. We as simple common human being, we have to survive in this very, very complex and very, very, sometimes very, very negative world. We have to survive. Creativity, creative forms of art, multiple art forms. Writing gives you that strength. Again, let me go back to another example. Have you heard about Anne Frank? Have you read the diary of Anne Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm so happy with you. You have seen pianists.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. Please keep up these good things. No, nowadays it is rare. I see a student all the time hooked into Facebook and so yes, Udipta Datta. Yes, very good. Thank you. So that is the greatest example. You are stuck in a basement. You don't know when people will come. The Nazis will come and take you to their chamber. A young girl. And she starts writing. And it is not only sublimation. Sublimation is when you let out your things. It is channelization. It is actually what I would call, very Indian philosophy, because I'm from philosophy, I keep doing. It is a kind of nirvana in your own lifetime. Because what Anne has done, she has been immortalized by her writing. What if she couldn't survive physically? It is so sad. Whenever you read her biography, you cry almost. I have cried so many times. She was taken to the chamber, but her diary, which was retrieved after so many years, gives life. Nowadays, I have seen some people, they keep screaming about, oh, we're stuck in lockdown. I said, are you stuck like Anne Frank in the basement, where you cannot even go out? No. So, creativity, be creative. You're stuck in a room, fine. Your head is not stuck in a guillotine. It is not French Revolution where you will be taken to guillotine. So find ways to survive and be creative. And by creativity, I'm not saying, even if you want to make laddu also, think about a different shape of laddu, because creativity is about imagination, the imaginative, faculty, or thinking out of box, innovation. All these things are taken together, amalgamation of all these things are, and ultimately it is actually your own life skill, survival skill. Yes, somebody, are you asking me? Somebody? Anyway, shall I continue? I heard a question. Shall I continue? Okay. The next point is creativity improves the social life. Yes. Sometimes what happens, some of us, we are very, very extrovert. We like to, mix with people. But some of us, we are introvert. But sometimes it is important that we mix with people, because ultimately we are all social beings. And one good thing or bad thing, I'll come to that, this whole post-digital world that we are, trying to adapt to. Of course, most of you are already born into, so you might not feel that. But for some of us, like there is a, tug of war. But please remember one thing, whether you are born with it or not born with it, or we are pre-digitalized era or post or whatever, actual interaction can never replace digital, or digital can never replace the actual, the other way around. Because if it was a physical room, I would have seen all of you. I would have walked between you. I could have seen your expression. Isn't it? This exchange is very important, real life exchanges. Digital world has made us all, an island of some people, or everyone into its own prison. So what we do, we are mixing with certain kind of people. But when actually we venture out to the world, we don't know how to cope. So it is very important that whatever you do in life, there is no replacement for actual social life. And creativity gives you that opportunity. You don't have to be Beethoven to play, everything. Just learn a number, join a music club, you meet 2-3 people, you are playing music together, you are taking part in an orchestra, and the kind of pleasure it gives you. You are boosted. It's always what they call, I don't know, you might be, more dopamine or what, there is this secretion of a hormone, right? Which gives you happiness. No antidepressant pill can replace it. Just try it and see. And that bonding, because again, I found it in Art and Health magazine that a lot of people who are aging, who had, visual and impairment, somebody came and started teaching them violin at the age of 80 or 70 plus. And suddenly they could see that how they had, revived their vigor. All thanks to that guitar or violin club. Same is going to happen to us. Even it is happening to already so many young people. So that actual real connectivity among human beings is very important. Please forget about the boundaries, forget about the ideological differences or any kind of differences academic. Mix, and the bridge that you have for all this kind of mixing is creativity or creative expression or multiple art forms that I have been mentioning. Even photography has become so nowadays easy, isn't it? It has become very easy because all of you have mobile, you can play with it. This is one positive, aspect of technology and, digitization, digital, development. So there are a lot of avenues. It is not only that you have to be a painter, you have to be a singer, you can play with a lot. I'll come to that. I'll show you some videos where actually you people have been helping the technology people, the art people. I'll show you a very short video and I hope it will, make you little bit motivated to do something, along with your pure focus on your academic career. Of course, you will be great technological people, but you will also be a holistic, all-rounder human being. That's what we all want, because that's what the world needs nowadays. Okay, because we don't want to be just machine, we want to be human being, all developed. So yeah, finally, the most important point that creativity or creative art or creative expression or artistic expression give you is it elevates your stress and anxiety. Stress is the biggest reason submitted on this day, we have to do this, all deadline, we're stuck between deadline, and you'll encounter that life. How will you survive? You will listen to a song, you'll watch piano, you'll be rasikas, if not anything. Means art appreciation, you'll appreciate art. You look into cultural avenues, and then you will cope, right? So these are a few important points. And another thing, finally, if we talk in a little greater terms, some of us, we go through very, very, how to say, serious problem in life. Sometimes we encounter or experience certain, things in life which we cannot articulate, we cannot talk, and we feel like something eats us from inside. It kills us. The best way to resort is to art. or creativity. When you say that I cannot do anything, because that is the most healing power. There are a lot of philosophical and psychological theories about it. Time doesn't permit me to say all this, but there is a word called catharsis. Catharsis is healing. You get a lot of healing out of that. There are some, I can just give you one example. It might have happened to somebody, and I'm sure sometime what happens, some molestation happens. It happened with her. I was reading about an African writer, female writer. A lot of molestation in her childhood happened. She couldn't articulate. She had to keep mum because it was within the family. It was domestic violence as well as molestation. And she became a wonderful poet because every day she was witness to her own victimhood and she would write poems. And then she published it and she became. If she had not done it, either she would have become suicidal or she would have resorted to, poor self-esteem or ended up in asylum. But she didn't. So that is also a very important point, that creativity, art, or any form of creative expression can be a way for catharsis. Right? If you have any point, if you do not agree with me, you can question me, but that is what I have been, looking around, watching and reading, and as a person from this field can say that this is the importance of creativity. And when it comes, it doesn't matter whether you are from, as I have been saying again and again and again, that whether you are from science, art, anywhere, please indulge in some kind of, serious love and passion for creativity, and then try to, make your life more smooth. So I'll show you one by one few points so that you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so now let me, and please forgive me because I'm not very techno savvy. I'll present now. I'll show you something so that you like, and at the very beginning, let me show you a very good short video, I think 3-minute video about Salvador Dali. Have you heard about Salvador Dali, the painter? Tapash?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Anybody else? No one. Okay, today you Google and try to see, because he was a wonderful surrealist painter, Salvador Dali. So I'll be showing you some artworks of Salvador Dali and how he twisted and tweaked, how creativity works. So let us begin our voyage with creativity with this example of Salvador Dali. I'm just giving from various points. You can use any other. I mean, it is not the only thing. Just try to realize, understand what creativity is through your visual experience. Okay, so I'll show you Is it audible and visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I can think of younger days when every for my life was everything a man could want to do. I could never see so far away, but I was never sure about the sorrow. I can stop the rain from falling down. How can you stop the sun from shining? What makes the world go round? What can you make this broken legend? I cannot do but